We live in a world where we're super connected. One incident has the power to reach the masses due to how connected we are. As companies venture into the world of social media marketing, they need to have a plan B for when things or campaigns do not go right. Because one social media crisis handled wrong has the ability to ruin a company's reputation. With certain industries being more vulnerable to such ruin, this would be CPGs, the retail industry, and restaurants. When a campaign does not go as expected and rather turns negative, you need to have a backup plan to manage and encourage fresh content to override the negative content. So let's look to a company that's averted a crisis because of a good contingency plan. This would be the American Red Cross. Late on a Wednesday night, Gloria Huang, an employee and a social media specialist of the American Red Cross, tweets the following in a Twitter mishap. Gloria tweeted, "Ryan found 2 more 4-bottle packets of Dogfish Head's Midas Touch beer. When we drink, we do it right. Hashtag getting slizzard." It was meant to be tweeted from her personal account, but instead went out to 300,000 followers of the @RedCross hashtag. It was meant to be tweeted from her personal account, but instead went out to all 300,000 followers of @RedCross. The tweet was just up for an hour when Wendy Harmer, social media director, got a call from a fellow colleague at another nonprofit and was told about the post. Wendy then tweeted the following: "We have deleted the rogue tweet, but rest assured the Red Cross is sober and we've confiscated the keys." The Red Cross further stayed on top of the issue by setting up a donation site with the beer company Dogfish Head. Restaurants across the country were asked to join in too, offering free pints of beer to anyone who could prove that they had given blood that day. The drive incorporated the hashtag getting slizzard as its tagline, reclaiming the hashtag for a positive message. So what did the American Red Cross do right? The Red Cross stayed on top of what was being said about their brand. More than one person monitored the account. Wendy was actually awakened by a colleague in Chicago who saw the post. She says in a later interview, "I shared my real-life phone number with a lot of social media counterparts at other nonprofits, and we sort of have pledged to take care of one another if something like this should ever happen." Secondly, they deleted the comment and responded in a humorous, relatable way. Thirdly, a good reputation beforehand was cultivated, so when the disaster happened, they were given the benefit of the doubt. Finally, they capitalized on the attention to increase donations by setting up a collaboration with the beer company. So now let's look at a company that didn't do so well. This would be Applebee's. So what happened? A waitress at a St. Louis Applebee's lost her job for posting online the receipt upon which a pastor, also the customer, had declined to leave a tip, instead saying she gave God 10%. Chelsea Welch took a picture of the receipt and posted it on Reddit. She was then fired for violating a customer's privacy. This decision quickly caught the attention of the public, who took to social media platforms to criticize the restaurant's decision. Numerous boycott Applebee groups, along with many rehired Chelsea Welch groups, emerged. Things got worse when it came to light that Applebee's, 2 weeks prior to the incident, themselves had violated another guest's right to privacy by posting a picture of a note from a guest that clearly featured the guest's name. Interestingly enough, Applebee's deleted this picture right when the Chelsea Welch issue went viral. As things escalated, Applebee's released a Facebook update. "We wish the situation hadn't happened. Our guests' personal information, including their meal check, is private, and neither Applebee's nor its franchises have the right to share this information publicly. We value our guests' trust above all else. Our franchise has apologized to the guests and has taken disciplinary action with a team member for violating their guests' right to privacy." In a bizarre turn of events, at 2:53 a.m. in the middle of the night, whoever manages Applebee's Facebook page started making comments on their status update. In response to over 17,000 comments, they started arguing with customers, copying and pasting responses, and even blocking some people off the page. This continued until 6 a.m. What did Applebee's do wrong? Well, they did not sincerely apologize to customers. They deleted their earlier comment, the one that was in violation of the policy they claimed they supported. They copied and pasted responses, and they also harassed customers on their page. What should they have done? Well, they should have had a PR department that had a communication social media expert ready and waiting to handle issues such as this. They also should have reassessed their position on the policy that they had themselves violated. Furthermore, they should have been careful about the timing of tweets and updates. There's no reason that an Applebee's PR team should have been posting in the middle of the night, tagging people and arguing with them. They also should have said that "I'm sorry" and meant it. What are some lessons learned when it comes to a good contingency plan? Well, firstly, admit fault and try to turn a negative into a positive as quickly as possible. Don't be afraid to say "I'm sorry." Have a plan and be proactive rather than reactive. Make sure your plans include specifics such as how, when, where, who would communicate around potential issues. Build your community of key influencers before you need it. If you have a community who trusts you already, they'll come to your aid if people make negative comments. Listen to what your customers are saying. Make sure you have a social media monitoring and listening platform in place before a crisis or major event, good or bad, happens to ensure you can monitor and filter any comments in a crisis. Your messaging needs to be consistent and concise across all channels. Keep your plan up to date. Every time you have a crisis situation, there should be new lessons learned.
Smooth sailing, she's smooth, ooh, darling.